What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more Aha, and we're back with another 12-inch mix, and another 12-inch mix from the Hunting High and Low extended editions, or the deluxe edition, I should say. And we're going to listen to what is, I think, both called the US mix and the Steve Thompson remix. So, yes, I expect that Steve Thompson is the remix artist, and perhaps in the vein of someone like Shep Pettibone, who's maybe not a formal producer under their own name, but who does a lot of remix work. So either way, whether I'm right about that or not, I expect it to be longer. I expect there to be maybe a different intro, maybe an extended interlude, maybe both of those things, maybe a longer outro, maybe a different arrangement of the different sonic parts, but I wouldn't expect it to be drastically different. I feel like if it's a formal remix, then you may get something that is quite different, maybe even a changed tempo or a changed genre. But when it's a 12-inch mix and a mix under a name by the remix artist, I would expect it to be more adjusted or different parts drawn out or extended, but not necessarily changed fundamentally. Let's see what it actually is. This is the 12-inch mix known as the US remix and Steve Thompson mix of Train of Thought from Aha's Hunting High and Low debut album. Very dance floor, little turntablist sound.
Twisted round. He grabs a pile of letters from the small suitcase, disappears into an office. It's another working day. And his thoughts are full of strangers, corridors of naked lights, and his mind was full of a bit of reading on the subway home. A distant radio whistling tunes that nobody knows. At home a house awaits him, he unlocks the door, thinking once there was a sea here, but now was a door. And his thoughts are full of strangers, and his eyes to see. Nothing that he knows of. I know where he's been.
was very like mid-80s 12-inch mix. And apparently very American extended mix style. More on that after. Percussion rhythm. Hilarious. So yes, basically it sounds like what I've come to know more through my experience of the last couple of years going on these deep dives and listening to extended mixes or indeed 12-inch mixes of tracks from albums of groups like Duran Duran, Depeche Mode, Erasure, where they seem to take a track and then there'll be an interlude where they really key in on 2 or 3 of the sonic elements, sometimes a vocal, and they toy with it, they play with it, they rapid fire repeat it, they stretch it out, and they often in those sections strip down the other sonics and just really focus on this almost, what's the right word? I mean, I said repetitive, but it really becomes this cyclical rhythm-based interlude, much more so than taking a extra layer or adding an extra layer to the sonic elements that are part of the normal track. So it feels like the same here. Obviously a different intro, which began in a very dance floor mode. It made it have a bit more of like a trancey type of feel, but that interlude in the middle really, and again sort of near the end of the track, but especially the middle, that is so like a lot of the Duran Duran 12-inch mixes I've heard, Depeche Mode as well. So yes, it feels like apparently that was something that in the American market they would often do, is come out with an extended mix that had this instrumental-ish, again, part of what is being repeated in that interlude in the middle is a sort of shout cry from Morton, which ends up sounding, the reason I laughed in one of the times it came around, it reminded me of like the comedic laugh that Eddie Murphy used to do in his stand-up routines. Nevertheless, it felt very similar to a number of 12-inch mixes that I've heard, which I guess means, if we're calling it the US remix, that this is something that the American music market was known for, and that remix artists in particular would take a track from a European, in this case Norwegian / UK based synth group and just make it more of like a dance floor tune by giving it this extended 2-minute, 3-minute segment in the middle of the track that maybe American DJs were playing at dance clubs. So either way, I find it intriguing that it conforms to a number of the characteristics that I've heard from other extended mixes in this same period. I do enjoy the tidiness of the album track compared to this. However, I do enjoy also the increased dance music feel, again with that little glass or like wood tap rhythm mixed with bringing in the kick and some of the other elements before the full flowering of the tune takes place. It really does give it a bit more of a, let's get our feet on the dance floor and start moving type of atmosphere. But even saying that, my favorite part is when it goes into the familiar chorus and we get Morton's soaring voice and we get that like helicopter rapid fire style synth bass, which again, people who have been here since the early days will remember the synth bass from Mags was one of the things that I began keying in on very early in my AHA journey. And as I said, when the regular part of the chorus starts here in this version, that's the part that really makes my brain get excited. So yes, ultimately a cool version, but I still prefer the album version of the track. I'm sure I won't be alone in that, but again, for those looking for a bit more of a dance flavor, it does have an appeal. In any case, let me know what you think, and I will see you next time. Peace.